Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be talking about celebrities who shut down disrespectful interviewers with style and class. From awkward moments to iconic chapbooks, these stars weren't afraid to stand up for themselves. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with Rihanna, a global superstar who's always been known for her confidence and bold personality. She's never been shy about speaking her mind, and she really showed that during an interview that took an unexpected turn. The interview started off normally. Questions about her music, her career, everything you'd expect. But then, things took a sharp turn when the reporter decided to dive into her personal life. Instead of sticking to professional topics, the interviewer asked if Rihanna was dating anyone at the time. Now, here's the thing. Rihanna has always kept her private life, well, private. She's very particular about what she chooses to share with the public. So when she got hit with a question about her love life, she didn't just brush it off or get flustered like some might. She handled it in classic Rihanna style, direct and to the point. She quickly responded with, "I'm happy and I'm single, if that's what you're asking." This wasn't just a casual remark. Rihanna's response was powerful because it showed that she wasn't going to let anyone pry into her personal affairs. In just a few words, she managed to shut down the question while still maintaining her poise and cool. Next up, we have Taylor Swift, a pop icon who's no stranger to being in the spotlight. Throughout her career, she's faced a lot of scrutiny, especially when it comes to her personal life. But there was one interview that really stood out, and it showed just how sharp and quick-witted she can be. During this particular interview, everything seemed to be going smoothly until the conversation shifted to a very personal and often unfair question. Are you planning to settle down and have kids soon? Now let's break this down. Taylor Swift has built an incredible career. She's a Grammy-winning artist, a songwriter, and a global superstar. So, when this interviewer asked her about settling down and starting a family, it was almost as if they were implying that all her success somehow wasn't enough without that next step. Instead of letting this question slide or feeling pressured to give a typical answer, Taylor decided to flip the script in a subtle yet powerful way. She responded with, "I really don't think men get asked this question." This moment was huge because Taylor wasn't just addressing the interviewer. She was addressing a much larger issue. Her response pointed out a double standard that many women in the industry and in general face. The idea that women, no matter how successful they are often asked about marriage and kids, while men in similar positions rarely get those kinds of questions. Robert Downey Jr., best known for his iconic role as Iron Man, is usually the charming, quick-witted star we all love in interviews. He's got that charismatic, laid-back vibe that makes his interviews entertaining and fun to watch. But during one particular interview, things took a more serious turn, and Downey Jr. showed a different side of himself. The interview started out like most do, with questions about his latest movie and his career. But then, out of nowhere, the interviewer shifted gears and brought up something deeply personal: Robert's past struggles with addiction. For context, Downey Jr. has been very open in the past about his journey with addiction and recovery. It's a huge part of his story, but it's also something he has moved forward from. Instead of sticking to the topic at hand, his movie, the interviewer started prying into this sensitive topic, digging for details about his past. Now, this was clearly a step too far. The interview was supposed to be about his work, not about rehashing old wounds. And Robert Downey Jr. knew exactly how to handle it. He stayed calm, composed, and direct. In response to the intrusive question, he simply said, "I'm sorry, I really don't see how this is relevant to the movie." This was a perfect example of how to set boundaries while maintaining grace under pressure. He didn't lash out or get defensive. He just calmly pointed out that the question was out of place. In doing so, he reminded everyone watching that not all topics are fair game, especially when it comes to someone's personal struggles, which they've already addressed and moved on from. But Downey Jr. didn't stop there. After realizing the interviewer wasn't going to let the topic go, he decided to stand up and walk out. This was a powerful move. He didn't need to say much. His actions spoke volumes. By leaving, he made it crystal clear that some lines should never be crossed, even with celebrities. Ariana Grande is known for her powerhouse vocals and larger-than-life performances, but she's also become known for standing up for herself when it comes to unfair or disrespectful questions. One interview in particular showed just how quick-witted and sharp Ariana can be when someone tries to put her in a box. During this interview, everything was going smoothly, until the interviewer asked a question that was frankly a little insulting. The interviewer casually asked Ariana if she could choose between two things, her makeup or her phone. Now, let's pause here. This question might seem lighthearted on the surface, but when you dig a little deeper, it's clear that it's loaded with a stereotype. The question seemed to imply that girls only care about superficial things like their looks or their phones, both of which are pretty shallow assumptions. And for a successful, multi-talented artist like Ariana, this wasn't just an annoying question. It was a reflection of the larger sexist attitudes that women often face, especially in the media. But Ariana didn't let it slide. Instead of laughing it off or giving a simple answer, she decided to challenge the interviewer's mindset. With confidence and a little bit of sass, she shot back with, "Is that what you think girls have trouble choosing between?" This wasn't just a witty comeback. It was Ariana making a point. She was calling out the interviewer for reducing women to these outdated stereotypes. Her response showed that women, especially in the entertainment industry, are often asked questions that men wouldn't be. Can you imagine someone asking a male artist if he'd rather give up his shaving kit or his phone? Of course not. Keira Knightley, the talented actress known for her roles in films like Pirates of the Caribbean and Pride and Prejudice, has always carried herself with elegance and class. But in one interview, she had to deal with something no one should have to face: comments about her body and weight. It all started when the interviewer decided to bring up Keira's appearance, specifically her weight. The question came across as a subtle form of body shaming, implying there was something unusual about her naturally slim figure. Now let's take a step back and think about this. Keira Knightley is an actress who's built her career on her talent, hard work, and dedication to her craft. Yet here she was, being reduced to a conversation about her body, something that had nothing to do with her skills or achievements. But Keira wasn't about to let that slide. Without missing a beat, she responded confidently, saying, "I've always been skinny. It's just the way I am." This wasn't just a simple statement. It was a powerful moment of self-assurance. Keira was making it clear that her body, and anyone's body for that matter, shouldn't be up for discussion. She reminded everyone that people come in all shapes and sizes, and it's not okay to question or comment on someone's appearance, especially in a professional setting. Keira's response hit home because it showed how frustrating and hurtful it can be when someone's body is put under a microscope. Body shaming, whether intentional or not, can make people feel judged and uncomfortable, but Keira handled it with grace. Instead of getting angry or flustered, she calmly explained that her body has always been the way it is, and that it's not something that should be up for debate. Jennifer Lawrence is known for being unapologetically herself. Whether she's giving an interview, accepting an award, or just speaking her mind, she's always authentic. So it's no surprise that when she was faced with a question about her weight and the pressures of fitting into Hollywood's beauty standards, she didn't hold back. During an interview, Jennifer was asked how she deals with the pressure of looking a certain way in Hollywood, a question many actresses get asked, but it always comes with an uncomfortable undertone. It implies that their worth is tied to how well they fit into a mold of perfection that the industry often pushes, especially when it comes to body image. Hollywood is notorious for its unrealistic standards, especially for women. Actresses are often expected to be impossibly thin, always look flawless, and never show any signs of imperfection. It's a pressure that can be incredibly damaging, and it's something many stars have spoken out about. When Jennifer was asked how she handles this, her response was refreshingly honest. She said, "I would rather look chubby on screen and like a person in real life." This was more than just a witty remark. It was Jennifer making a powerful statement about rejecting those impossible standards. She was letting the world know that she's not here to conform to Hollywood's narrow idea of beauty. She's here to be real, to look like a regular person, and to prioritize her well-being over fitting into some artificial image of perfection. Samuel L. Jackson is one of the most recognizable actors in Hollywood, with a career spanning decades and a reputation for his iconic roles. But during one particular interview, things took a surprising and awkward turn when the interviewer makes a huge mistake. Instead of discussing Jackson's work, the interviewer confused him with another famous black actor, Lawrence Fishburne. Now, let's pause here for a moment. Samuel L. Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne are both incredibly talented actors, but they are also two completely different people with their own careers, films, and identities. Unfortunately, this type of mix-up isn't uncommon for black actors in Hollywood. It stems from a broader issue where people of color are often stereotyped or lumped together, as if their individual achievements and personalities don't matter as much. So, when the interviewer made this error and brought up something that wasn't even related to Jackson, it wasn't just an embarrassing moment. It was an example of how actors of color, especially black actors, are sometimes not given the same recognition or respect as their white counterparts. The interviewer didn't do his homework, and it showed in the most cringeworthy way. But instead of letting the situation slide or brushing it off, Samuel L. Jackson decided to address it head-on. Without hesitation, he called out the interviewer on the spot, saying, "We don't all look alike." This response was both humorous and direct, letting the interviewer know that this kind of mistake wasn't okay. Jackson's quick wit turned an uncomfortable moment into a learning opportunity. He didn't get angry or upset. Instead, he used humor to point out the problem while maintaining his composure and grace. And there you have it. Celebrities who shut down disrespectful interviewers like pros. These stars remind us all that it's okay to stand up for yourself and that boundaries should be respected. Which clapback was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.